physical fitness and personal training, Lisa Reed. It's 556-9696, 556-9696. She's a fitness instructor, in-home personal trainer, has a degree of Master's of Science in Exercise Physiology from Illinois State University, as well as her undergraduate was in exercise science from Radford College. And she also runs Lisa Reed Fitness LLC. Again, if you want to call in, 556-9696, 556-9696. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Tell us about, I'm looking at your pictures. They look fantastic. You're not a bodybuilder necessarily, but just a physical fitness person. How does somebody get in that kind of shape? I know you do a lot of different type of programs. You can do personal training. You probably do some seminars as well. What do you recommend, or does it depend on each person's needs?
No, everyone has their own goals, but physique has a lot to do with nutrition and then lifting weights and cardio. So all three of those, and just having a mindset that if they want to change or change their body, that they can do it, and getting someone professional to help them out can achieve their goal.
And also, of course, I forgot to mention that you did work with a famous tennis player, Monica Seles. You were her performance coach, and obviously she had a great career, very successful. Tell us a little bit about that.
Training Monica was awesome. It's just incredible to be with an athlete full time. So I lived with her in her home in Sarasota, traveled the world with her, but I did everything from nutrition. I cooked the meals. I knew exactly what she was doing on the court, whether we were on the grass, whether we were on hard court, whether we were on doing a sprint workout in the sand that day. I knew exactly what to feed her, provide her, and between doing all of her agilities to her conditioning to strength and watching her play, it was just a phenomenal experience.
I'm going to ask you a question you've probably never been asked before. She went through a very traumatic event, obviously on the tennis court, and after that, she didn't have the success she had prior to that. And I know you're not a psychologist, you're not a psychiatrist, but from a physical fitness and training standpoint, what effect does something like that have on you mentally?
It definitely had an effect on her and how she performed, but she did awesome coming out of that. She had a couple setbacks and injuries and just getting at the top of her game, but she's such a great athlete that just getting her with the right people, with the right team, and encouraging her that she can get back to number one again. That was everyone's mission.
Tell us about...
It just takes a lot of mental traiing, too.
That's what I was going to ask you. I don't know if you'd ever been asked that question, but it's amazing. Yeah. She just did not have the success, nearly as much success. And a lot of people wonder if that wouldn't have happened, if she would have had the same numbers at like a Martina Navratilova, that she would have gone down as maybe the greatest tennis player of all time. And you were with her. You said you lived with her, so I was just wondering what effect you thought that had. If you believe that maybe... something like that really deterred her from really realizing her full potential after it happened.
Definitely, but that's in life with anyone, whether, you sprain your ankle and you can't run your marathon, or, whether you're a professional, tennis player or a football player, it really doesn't matter. You have setbacks and you figure out, how am I going to get back on that court? How am I going to run again? And whether you're, an everyday athlete or you're a professional athlete, you're always going to have setbacks. You just have to prepare yourself that it's going to happen. It's unfortunate because she could have been number one in the world forever. But we try to get her the best she could, at the point she was at in her age and everything else. So, you just do the best you can.
All right, Lisa, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you, Lisa Reed Fitness LLC, if they want to become a customer or a client of yours. Tell us that information.
Sure. You can find me on my website. It's LisaReedFitness.com. Also, my blog, Twitter, and Facebook are all Lisa Reed Fitness. Love giving nutrition and exercise questions and motivating and inspiring others. So definitely follow along and let me know your questions. And
tell specifically what you do. All the different things you would do for if somebody has maybe different needs. Tell us that what you cover, and if it's more than just, like, for example, lifting weights or cardio. Tell us a little bit about that.
We really do everything. It depends on the individual or group. We do everything from group, boot camps, one-on-one training. We work with brides. We work with moms-to-be, prenatal fitness. Someone that wants to, do a triathlon, what kind of conditioning that you need to do to make sure your body makes it through all 3 events. So we really do everything. It's just what your goal is, and we'll put you there physically, mentally and nutritionally. So we do a lot of weight loss programs as well. So really anything that has to do with health and fitness, come to the website. You can find it there, Children's Fitness, and we'll help you out.
And I'm looking at your pictures, and you look like you're in phenomenal shape. Are you still competing, or are those days behind you?
No, I've had 15 surgeries as an athlete, so there's no more competing in my future. But I'm determined to defy the age.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at your website, and your pictures look great. And I guess it's a price you have to pay when you compete at that kind of level.
With injuries, yeah,
right.
Everyone has setbacks, and that's the thing. You get your body back to where be better than it was before.
Is there any like general tips that you can give the audience? Just general things that do's and don'ts that can increase your chance of not having to go through more serious type injuries.
Strength train. Everyone should be strength training. It doesn't matter what kind of athlete you are. You have to be in that gym, like lifting weights, doing functional, doing your abs and your core work. So number 1, strength training. 2 is everyone thinks they're going to lose weight or be slim by skipping meals. So the biggest thing is eating every couple of hours. Make sure there's greens and your proteins in there. Not skipping breakfast. Get up. I don't care if you're not hungry. Eat. And it's going to fuel your body to perform at its best. So those 2 things are key.
And the last thing I want to ask you is about, because everybody complains about how they improve their abs. Is it a combination of diet and exercise? What are your thoughts on that? How do you really get the 6-pack abs?
Well, everybody has a 6-pack. It's just how much fat is over it. So you have to eat well. I mean, eating is like 70 to 80% of your 6-pack. Genetics also has a big factor. But you have to do your cardio. You have to lift weights, lifting weights. And even squats will actually use more abs than an ab crunch. So you definitely have to do your abs. You have to, strength train total body, and also get your cardio in. And in the meantime, eating well and eating lean proteins and greens.
Well, Lisa, I want to thank you for your time, and again, encourage everybody to, if they're interested, to go look at Lisa's website, and she looks fantastic. So if she can make you look like she looks, I think you're going to do really good. Lisa, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Lisa Reed, Lisa Reed LLC, and again, I was just looking at some of the pictures. You can go on the website, and she obviously looks like she did compete in these fitness competitions. And it's amazing that she went through like all the surgery. She said it's like she said, that's the price you have to pay. And of course, very interesting her thoughts. I'm sure she didn't really be asked that question about the psychological effect of the attack that Monica Seles had to endure, and then her difficulty of coming back to the level she was at in the world of professional tennis. We'll be back with my final thoughts on the LSU Tigers. The rest of the season live here on WGSO Radio, 9:90 a.m. in the Mitch Zone.